right, I'm going turbo, and more specifically, I'm going rear mount turbo. Rear mount turbo, if you don't know, is just a turbo that goes in the rear of the car. It pretty much goes where the mufflers currently are. There's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to rear mount versus front mount. Rear mount for me makes the most sense. Now, for you and your build, it may be, the front mount may be the way to go, but for my car, this GTO, it's not impossible to fit front mount turbos in there. Lots of people have done it, but it's a tight fit. And for the things that I have done for my car already, for example, I have Cook's long tube headers on there. I don't exactly want to have to take these off and try and sell them at a loss, and then have to fab up my own headers or my own manifolds for the turbo. I have two 3-inch mid pipes that I want to have go down to a single 3-inch leading to the turbo, and then I want to have a 3-inch, well, a 2.5-inch cold side leading all the way to my intercooler and then into the. One of the biggest drawbacks to a rear mount turbo is the oil feed. I was going to do a standalone, but I feel that's adding too many parts to it, too many things to go wrong, basically. So I was originally going to do its own standalone oil system, but I think I'll just go ahead and run an oil line to the rear of the car, and then have a scavenge pump the oil that the turbo used back into the motor. There's negatives to that, and there's positives to it. The positives to it, it's simple, it's cheap. And that's pretty much it. The negatives to that is that you have to use the same oil for your turbo that you are for your motor, and also if there's any contaminants that get into the oil, will get into your motor. A standalone, like I said, it'll be expensive. It'll have a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to fail. Really good idea to install some type of oil pressure sensor for a standalone, so that way you know if you lost a pump, because you have to have two pumps instead of just one. You have to have one that pumps oil into the turbo, and then you have to have one that pumps it back into your oil reservoir. And hopefully you would have an oil filter and an oil cooler as well. And the biggest benefit is that you can run a separate oil system from your motor and its own oil. Let me show you the turbo. It's a VS Racing turbo. It's a 78, 76 with a 96 AR. Billet housing. Other than that, it's really nothing too special. So I know it's not a Garrett. I know it's not a Borg Warner. I know it's not a Precision. This was $600 without discount. I got it, I think it was like $540 with the Christmas sale that they had going on. So since this is kind of my first turbo build, I was originally looking at a Precision turbo. It was an oilless system. I forget exactly what it was called, but it was going to be a 76 or 78, but it was going to be $1,800, and that's with the discount. Regular price, it was like $2,200. If I bought that Precision, I know it would be a good turbo, but I've heard a lot of good things about this, so I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and pick it up. I also picked up some oil feed and return flanges, some gasket. I've already picked up a set of heads. These are new to me. These are 317 casting. And the reason why I got these is because they have a larger compression or a combustion chamber, which will lower my compression ratio. So right now I have like I think it's 11:1 compression, and this should lower it down into the low 10s, high 9s. And I'm not going to be running something like 18, 20 pounds of boost. I'm going to be doing like 8 to 10, 12 probably max. My realistic goal is 600 horsepower, and if I can do it safely, then I would want to go as close to 700 as I can, if not 700. I know there's people out there that make 800 horsepower on all stock everything, but I just don't think the reliability of 800 horsepower stock everything is there, so I'm going to keep the power level down. That's pretty much everything I've got. I do want to get a welder. I feel that it's going to be more viable for me to weld my own exhaust system. Now, I don't know if I can afford a welder that welds aluminum, so that may be something I'm still cutting, taping, and then taking to a shop and have a shop weld that up. But there is a channel that I want y'all to check out. It's called Griff's Rear Mount Turbo. He's got a lot of good information on there. I was turned on to that one. I think it was something like Rear Mount Turbo, the benefits, I think is what it was called. And just so happened that I was searching whenever he uploaded that. And so I watched that, subscribed to his channel. It's a good channel to watch. You can see him racing his car and really hear just that turbo, that beautiful turbo sound. Oh man, as soon as I heard that, I knew I had to have it. So here I am. This isn't something that's going to be real quick. This isn't going to be finished in the next week or so. This is something that's probably going to take 6 months. That's my goal right now, is to have this done by June, latest July. So just stay tuned. Please subscribe and like, and I hope you enjoy these videos.